So it's been such a wild ride, and I haven't posted in a little bit because it's just been very emotional, very draining between appointments, labs, tests. I was like looking back on my calendar, and my anniversary date is coming up. It was May 6th, 2024, and I suddenly had to stop my career as a massage therapist. It's like everything just happened in that day of massaging a patient and just weird symptoms, and then having to be in a hospital. And since then, my life has just not been the same. I deal with the same symptoms every single day. Not a day with relief since May 6th, 2024. And it is now May 1st, 2026. And then I've had, multiple procedures with my neck, an epidural, two nerve blocks, and now they want to do on May 15th, like trigger point injections because literally, it is so hard to the touch with my neck. It feels so stiff. I know I have the torn rotator cuff. I was having issues with that shoulder even before May of 2024. It was like January 2024, and a different chiropractor had said he thought I tore my rotator cuff, and then I went to AMI like in, I don't know if it was 2024 or 2025. I had so many MRIs, but that showed a torn rotator cuff. But as far as the neck, I have bulging discs. But it's just the symptoms 24/7. I constantly, from the back of my skull to my temples, feel fluid moving. I taste blood. It's hard to hold my head up. It feels heavy. Another chiropractor I went to said he could feel that it was spinal fluid because my head felt heavy. And I had massages from old coworkers, and the one that said my head felt squishy. So I've done all these different treatments. I went through my savings account. I barely have anything left. I went through all my massage money that I had saved from tips. I'm in so much debt from just putting stuff on credit card. I'm so blessed to have like a part-time job. It's 30 hours, but sometimes I get a little bit more. I'm so blessed for that. And, being around people, because for a while in disability, after it ran out, I was scared. I was just, what am I going to do with these symptoms? I can't work like this. And like having vision problems, pre-sync cope. I haven't passed out in a while, but I feel it come on a lot. Where I feel like I can't regulate my body temperature. I get like these intense hot flashes where I feel like I can't calm myself down. But the tasting blood part and then feeling it like drip. Sometimes the fluid I feel drip down my throat. I felt it drip down my back. And it's awful. I keep thinking it is a spinal leak, but it's like my MRI, my brain doesn't show that. And then I went to another chiropractor for an opinion. I've seen so many chiropractors, and then I was like thinking back, the one in April of 2024, I felt kind of weird after an adjustment. It was towards the end of April. I didn't think anything of it, but I was dealing with like vertigo, and I was looking back. I saw ENT. They gave me meclizine, which didn't help, and I was in vestibular therapy for like 6 months. I want to say from like May until I can't. Yeah, I can't even think right now. I've thrown everything at this trying to get better, and now I like scheduled newer doctor's appointments. Again, it's maybe dysautonomia, which then I started thinking COVID vaccine, because some people had said maybe it's from the COVID vaccine. I don't know what's causing all this, but it's so scary. And then my pulse, when I take my pulse at home, it's been like over 100 a lot of times, like 116. I've seen it. 118 was like one of the higher ones. Um, when I go to the doctors, it's in like the 80s, but like it's a little alarming, like to go from one extreme to the other, because I was used to having like lower blood pressure, lower pulses. I'm very on top of health and stuff. So it's just like when my body is doing this weird stuff and I can't control it. I've tried meds, I've tried the natural route of supplements, acupuncture, and spending all this money and not feeling an ounce of better. Not even one day of relief. And it's hard every day to just put on this front and act like I'm okay, and I'm not okay. I'm in so much pain. I even went to a dispensary to try a CBD cream. I've been putting that on at night. But the only thing I have to say, I mean, it does help me sleep, but it doesn't help my symptoms. If I don't have a pillow, like, right at my occipitals, like, one false move, and I'll feel, like, this gush of fluid, and I wake up, and I get freaked out. I just feel so weak. I used to be so strong with massage, and was so proud to be doing what I was doing. I loved my career. And then to have to pull out of that abruptly and not get to say goodbye to my clients every single day, it upsets me because I miss it. I mean, I'm so blessed, like I said, to have a job. I love my coworkers. But it's just like when you know, like, what you were meant to do, I've always felt like a healer. I've always had such a passion for helping others and being an introvert. You know, I didn't have to necessarily talk to people. It was one on one. I was focusing on people, and, you know, like I knew I was helping them and they were grateful. And I don't know. I don't know where my future lies anymore. And it's like I'm 40 and I live with my mom and I feel so pathetic. But I just, you know, I want my independence to be able to get in the car and drive. I can't drive anymore. The one time, like, when I had to drive my car back from work after being in the hospital in May of 2024, my leg, I had to lift it because it wouldn't move on its own to put my leg on the brake, and it was so scary. And then, like, I've had episodes, like, I'm scared I'm gonna pass out, and then vertigo, everything is spinning, I don't feel steady, like, I feel like my head's a bobblehead. And it just scares me that I've lost all this time. I mean, it's almost 2 years of my life. And it's hard for me to go out and socialize, you know, as an introvert anyway, but it would be nice to get out and actually enjoy myself. And then times I've tried, I'm getting panic attacks because I'm trying to focus on my symptoms and all the people. It's overwhelming. But it's just like, I don't have a break from this. And trying to explain it to people, they think you're crazy. Because everyone keeps saying, oh, you're fine, you're fine. You know, you have autoimmune, I have Sjogren's. But it's not explaining why I'm having these symptoms. And then I'm seeing other people for more opinions. And it's like, now I have to wait till July to see all these other doctors. I recently saw a vascular neuro, and I had a CTA of my head and neck the other day, which I was so scared to do. I don't know why. Like, I think it's just like having all these tests and then saying you're fine. Well, I'm not fine. And I have like these marks on my head that I never had before. I thought it was age spots, but at the same time, like, this is where I feel like the fluid going. So I'm like, is this doing some type of damage? But how is that possible? Because my brain MRI is fine. I have to wear a headband. Besides, like, I can't get my hair dyed. I can't put my head in a sink. So I wear the headband for that, for my symptoms, to try and, like, compress the area. And chew gum to try to, like, drown out my symptoms. But it's hell. I mean, it's not. Like, They keep calling it a migraine. It's not. A migraine wouldn't last every single day, 24/7 for 2 years. It just wouldn't. And I'm scared. Like, every day I'm like, is this it? Am I gonna die because they can't figure it out? Because this isn't normal. And my anxiety is just so high. And I take meds for that too, but it's just, you know. And I constantly feel like this pulse in the back of my neck. And when I lay on a pillow, I hear it intense in my ear. But I've been to ENT 6 times and they say I'm fine. So it's just like, I'm spending all this money, like co-pays and all this stuff. And then they tell me I'm fine. Well, I'm losing my peripheral vision on my left side. I went to a neuro-ophthalmologist in Philly. Waited 3.5 hours for him to say I was fine, and I'm not fine. Like, there's sometimes I don't even know, like, I'll wave my hand to the side just to check, and I don't even know, like, my hand is there. It's scary. I just want to feel normal, and it's just taking a toll. I can't date. When I tried to do that before, it's just like I failed, and then I have to rely on someone to drive, pick me up, take me places, and I can't sit in a restaurant like a normal person and, like, without freaking out and wanting to leave as soon as I'm done eating. I feel like I'm bound to be at home, or, you know, it's work is hard to get through, but I have to push through it because I have to make a living, because I can't be on disability the rest of my life. You know, besides my mental health, they need a diagnosis, and they don't have one really that would qualify me for disability. I just want someone to figure it out and fix it, because I'm so exhausted. I just feel like my life is just wasted in suffering, and I keep praying to God every day for a miracle, and I feel like, am I not being heard, or is this just, it's not my time? I don't know. But it's like my whole future right now is just shot. Like, I don't know if financially I can't rely on my mom. But my savings, like, if something major were to happen, I'd be screwed. And my credit card's, like, pretty much close to being maxed out. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, it's hard to have such a complex symptoms and situation that nobody seems to be able to help. And the people that I thought could help, nothing's improved when I saw them and spent, like, money on them. So I don't know what to do. There's so much of my life that I felt so alone, and this just, like, amplifies it. It makes me feel even more alone. And my mom and I, we've had some, like, disagreements and fights, and, like, she's at home right now, so I have the time to be here, but it's like I'm in my thoughts, and I just really, really want a life outside of this. Like, I don't want to be defined by whatever this illness is or whatever is causing this. I just want to be free, and I want to be able to get in my car and drive it again. Just the simple things. It's been so hard and so frustrating, and people mock it and laugh, and I think they think I'm weird because when I tell people my symptoms, they get creeped out. Well, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this to happen. I don't know how. You know, I keep playing and replaying things of how this happened. I just pray, like, there's an end somewhere, because I can't take it anymore. If if you're dealing with weird stuff, like, I truly hope that you get treatment and some kind of relief and someone figures you out before, like, and it doesn't take as long as it's taking me. Like, I've spent all this time every single day dwelling on what could I have done differently? What happened? Did I, I guess you could consider an injury. And I work so much. Like, I would work 45 hours a week sometimes and push myself and just keep pushing, because even then I ignored having a social life and dating then too. Like, I'm like, I'm ugly, nobody's ever gonna want me. And like, I've always felt different and alone. But this really has just been icing on the cake. So, if anybody's into good vibes or healing or prayers, like, I'm asking for that, because I pray every day for the world and everybody who's suffering. I always, like, my whole life, I've always cared so deeply about others, but like sometimes I feel like I neglect myself. So I'm gonna be a little selfish and ask for prayers right now, because I don't know what else to do at this point. I'm just gonna try my best to hold on to hope, because really, at the end of the day, that's all we have. Thanks for listening. Bye.